Good morning guys, what's going on and welcome back to my channel. Today is a big day because I am just about to pick up the keys to my new apartment. Honestly, I don't think today is going to be that busy even with it being moving day because I really have like no belongings left in Cork. I have like 4 suitcases of clothes and a mirror. That's literally it. And I'm so grateful because any other time I've moved in Cork, I always have like a build up of stuff from my previous place, like furniture and pictures and just things that you pick up along the way. Whereas this time I've moved from Marbella. When I moved over to Marbella, I threw out or like donated or gave away most of my stuff. So today is actually going to be quite seamless, I think. It's just me and my suitcases and my dog. And I think it's going to be quite stress free if I'm honest. And we're in action, guys. Oh my God, I can't believe we're in. This is literally all my belongings. I fitted them into 4 little suitcases. I'm actually quite proud of that for a girl that normally has so much stuff. So one of the main things that I really love about this place, guys, is how bright it is. Obviously, I spend a lot of time at home. I work from home. I like record from home. And having a bright space to live in is just so important for me. I've lived in like darker apartments before, and honestly, even just for like your mental health, it's just so much better having bigger windows and just more outdoor space. So this apartment has an absolutely stunning back garden. It has windows that are taller than me in every single room, and it's nice and cozy and like it's perfect size for me. So I'm really happy I got it. So obviously I have no food in this place right now. The fridge and all the cupboards are completely empty, so I need to go to Aldi and stock up. And I'm also going to be training upper body in the next like hour and a half, so I better get going. Honestly, I thought Ireland was going to be freezing when I got back, but it is 19 degrees and it's actually been like 20 degrees since I got home. I also really need to clean my car, it's so dusty. Right, so I went in with the intention of proper stacking my fridge and my cupboards, and I made the rookie mistake of getting like one small basket and then like nearly dislocated my shoulder trying to carry everything around. So I really didn't end up getting that much food, but I think it'll keep me tipping over for the next few days anyway. I also realised when I was in Aldi that Aldi does have like my main staple foods, but things like seasonings and sauces and salts and things like that, those are in Tesco for me. So I think later on today or else tomorrow I need to go to Tesco and get those bits, but I'm going to show you what I got now anyway. I currently have it positioned on the microwave. By the way, I really need to get a new tripod. I think I actually left my tripod in Marbella. So here is the little spread of what I picked up. For anyone that's been here since I lived in Ireland, I just feel like this just looks like such a familiar food shop because it's all the exact same things that I would have eaten before I left. For my carb sources, I got thins. I have some pasta. I don't think there's a single day that goes by that I don't have a bowl of pasta. It's probably my main carb source if I'm honest. I have some corn cake thins and I got some oats. I need to get more cereals as well in Tesco. They just have a bigger variety of like branded cereals, so I'm going to get those later, but for now we have some Kavanagh's oats, my favorite brand of oats. I got some Barry's tea bags. I also got some instant coffee. I need to get myself a coffee machine because I'm after getting used to the nice like coffee pods that my mum makes back in her house, so I'm going to get myself a coffee machine at some stage, but for now we'll deal with the Nescafe Gold. I also got some meats, so I have my 5% fat beef mince. I really missed these when I was in Spain. These are the 50% less fat bacon medallions. These in the air fryer are just insane in like a tin with a little bit of light butter. I got some chicken fillets, I have some ham, and of course I have my Quark protein yogurts. I also got some corn-fed eggs, and there actually is a massive difference in the taste compared to like even the free-range eggs. If you can get corn-fed hen eggs, these are absolutely incredible. They just taste so good. And I have some light milk for my cereal and my tea. I got some sugar for my tea. Got some berries and sauces. So I'm definitely going to need to go to Tesco probably tonight or tomorrow morning, but this will definitely do for now. I am absolutely starving, to be honest, guys. I'm normally after at least like 1 or 2 meals at this stage, and I haven't eaten yet, so I'm going to get a meal into me now. I'm going to have my pre-workout meal. I also just remembered that I have so many supplements that I need to move over and also just order to stack up my cupboards here as well. So I'm a little bit low on the supplements at the moment. I think I'm going to have to ask Danielle to bring me a pre-workout because I'm going to need it today. Hello. Alright, Danielle has pulled through with the Legend pre-workout. I haven't had lemon lime in ages. So good. It's going to be a good one. That was good. Sorry.
That was really good.
Okay guys, so it is the next day. I planned on vlogging all day yesterday, but when I got back to the apartment I realised I actually needed to get so many things. I went to make my dinner and I realised I have an induction hob, meaning you have to have induction pots and pans, and I actually ended up like cooking chicken and making a whole pasta dish from the wrong pot. Still tasted quite good, but I also had a couple of appointments, got my lashes done. I also had like a dermal peel on my face. I feel like since I got back from Spain I really need to prioritise my skincare again, because I spent 6 months with my skin in the sun. So I got dermal planing and I got a dermal peel. I thought I would spare you the view of my red head yesterday and just continue on the vlog today instead. So I am just about to make my dinner. I'm gonna have spaghetti bolognese. I actually planned on making a nice like chicken stir-fry dish, but I went through basically all of the chicken I got yesterday. I got like the smallest portion of chicken ever in Aldi, which you would have seen previously in the vlog. I don't know why I got such a small portion. So today I did want to mix it up, but here we are yet again having spaghetti bolognese. I'm not going to complain. And to be honest, when I was in Spain, my consumption of red meat went down a lot. I spoke about this in a previous video, but living with Victoria, who doesn't really eat red meat, and the fact that the red meat over there was just really salty and really high in fat, I kind of cut it out of my diet, and I think my iron levels dropped a little bit, guys. Now that I look back, I've been like a little bit lethargic. My energy levels haven't been great. Obviously red meat is a great source of iron, and I think I was a little bit iron deficient over the last few weeks. So now that I'm back, I'm going to aim to get like at least 3 to 4 portions of red meat in per week again. I'm already starting to feel a little bit better this week. I think I was definitely low on iron. I probably should have supplemented it, to be honest, when I did cut out red meat in Spain, so that was my own fault. I really didn't get up to much this morning anyway. I just went for a walk with Pabs. I did a quick training session and I've just been working, and after dinner I am going to sit down and have a chat to you about what this video is actually for, which is to speak about my lean gain transformation. So we're going to get to that in a few minutes, but for now I need to make this meal and get it into me because I'm absolutely starving. What's new? Sorry guys, the angling and just lighting and everything right now in this kitchen is not doing bits, but I just thought I'd show you what I normally season my spag bol with. I never do anything crazy with it. I normally just have some green and red peppers, onion. I use this garlic salt, I got it in Tesco, some black pepper, and then I normally spray the pan with this 1 cal oil as well. It's only 5% fat beef mince, so I find sometimes if you don't put in any oil at all, it just sticks to the pan. So that's what I've been using, and I showed this in my last bit, just the usual Aldi bolognese sauce. I think I've reached maximum laziness levels with this one, guys. I like ripped off the tag and I don't think these are ever actually going to come off. We're just going to live with them. Okay, so I have these set up in the strangest place ever right now. As you can see, we have some logs going on in the back. We have some baskets. And I am chilling on the living room floor because obviously I just moved in. I don't have my furniture yet. I don't have my desk yet. Actually, guys, if you have any desk recommendations, ideally not a desk that will take me like 8 hours to put together from IKEA, but I'm looking for just something solid, something light, and something that would sort of match the vibe in the apartment at the moment. moment. I haven't actually looked them up yet, but I need to get a desk. I need to get a good desk chair. So if you have any recommendations, then leave them in the comment section, because this is my current YouTube setup. I have you positioned on the couch and I am chilling on the floor, and I'm actually quite comfortable, so we're not going to complain. So I just wanted to sit down and chat to you about the last 10 weeks. I did a lean gain of the last 10 weeks, just a little breakdown on what's happened over the last like 12 months for me. So basically, I had a back injury. I actually had to stop training completely for a couple of months at the start of this year, and this transformation happened when I started progressively training again. So it was almost like newbie gains all over again, if that makes sense, because I did take quite a bit of time off training, not out of choice, unfortunately. I just had to stop weight training in order for my back to recover, and I'm so glad I did it in the end. I was really stubborn with my injury. I feel like I tried to do like the bare minimum. Even though I knew I should have been resting completely, I still went to the gym and I was like lifting light weights, and it just delayed everything. I really did need to just completely stop weightlifting for a while and focus on rehab work. So that's what I did for the first few months of this year. I definitely lost a lot of size during that time, not only muscle, but I also got like quite slim for what my body normally looks like. Even like without weightlifting, I was probably slimmer than I ever had been, and that was down to a couple of reasons. Obviously, I wasn't weight training, and I also had an extreme loss of appetite for like probably 6 weeks. I didn't have any appetite at all, and that just resulted in me losing a lot of weight quite quickly. I didn't really record much during that time at the gym or on YouTube, because I just felt like I couldn't really offer value when I wasn't training progressively myself. And to be honest, I was struggling, guys. When I was injured, and like that period of time, like 3 to 4 months ago, I was struggling and I just did not want to pick up my camera. But we're back and we're stronger than ever, and I was so surprised when I put these two pictures side by side. So I thought I'd just sit down and have a chat about it and just basically break down what I actually did over the last few weeks. To be honest, when I recap the last like 18 months, my body has changed so much. I've gone through a lot physically over the last like 18 months. I was probably at my heaviest yet. Then I prepped for a show that obviously got cancelled 6 weeks out, and I was probably at my leanest. Then I came out of prep and I was focusing on building tissue. I felt really strong, and I felt my best, to be honest, when I came out of prep last year. And then this injury came around where I slowly but surely had to just stop training completely, and I lost a lot of weight. And now I'm like sort of back at a happy place at the moment. So it's been a roller coaster over the last like 18 months. So one thing I changed going into this gaining phase of the last like 10 to 12 weeks, I changed my training split. So when I came back from my injury, my main focus was to build my lower body. So I changed my split slightly to be more lower body focused. So my split was sort of like lower upper, lower full body, and rest days in between, which is much more lower body focused than what I would have been used to before. In previous years, and like for basically all of my lifting career, I used to have quite a balanced emphasis on my upper and lower body. But my goals changed this year. When I got back to the gym this summer, I was like, I want to get thick. Like, I want to work on my glutes. I want to get my legs back to where they were. And obviously I still wanted to focus on my upper body, but just not as much. I also trained less than before. So I reduced my training days per week. I used to train 5 to 6 days per week, whereas over the last few weeks it's been 4 to 5 days per week. And I think it really worked in my favor for a few reasons. Obviously, one big reason I reduced my training volume is because I was recovering from an injury. Yes, I was back to weightlifting, but I'm still not at like 100,000,000% back health. I know that there's still going to be a little bit of weakness in my lower back, and I definitely don't want to overload it at any point. So when I'm at the gym, I'm giving it my all. I am progressively overloading, but I did peel back my training frequency to allow for more rest days, and it's worked out quite well. Mentally, I definitely struggled with that over the last couple of weeks, because there's days where I woke up and I'm like, oh my god, I just really want to train, but I just know I have this voice in the back of my head reminding me that less is more at the moment. When I'm still sort of recovering from an injury, if you're in this position as well, less is definitely more when it comes to your training volume. You're only going to grow as much as you can recover from, if that makes sense. It doesn't matter if you go to the gym 6 times a week, and if you can't recover from those sessions, it's actually going to be counterproductive. So sometimes you have to just suck it up and take rest days, even when you don't want to take them, even when you're really eager and motivated. Rest and recovery should be an absolute priority when you are in your building phase, and also in any other phase. Whether you're in a cutting phase or a building phase, you need to prioritize your recovery, and I think that played a big role in my progress over the last couple of months. So of course, in order to gain muscle muscle, you must be in a calorie surplus, and that's what I'm in at the moment. I don't like to rush things when it comes to gaining muscle tissue, because I try to do things as lean as I can, because that's when I feel my best. I don't want to gain an unnecessary amount of body fat while I'm gaining new muscle tissue. I know for some people it doesn't bother them, they don't care, they do like the extreme dirty bulks. They gain a lot of muscle tissue but a lot of fat as well. That's just not the approach I like to take. So my calories started off at around 1800 and I'm currently at 2350. I normally go about 150 to 200 calories above maintenance when I'm starting. So 1800 was my starting point. Now I'm at 2350. I'll probably go up to over 2500 over the next couple of weeks, and then probably do a little mini cut to tidy things up and then keep going for the rest of the year. That's another tip, guys. Don't be so rushed to push up food. You don't need to be in a massive calorie surplus to gain muscle tissue, especially if you want to stay lean while doing so. So be patient with your calorie adjustments. Use pictures and how you feel in your clothes and how you look in the mirror as a way to track progress. Of course, your body weight will help to a certain extent. For us girls, I feel like it's a little bit different because our body weight is going to fluctuate so much throughout the month for hormonal reasons, water retention, your sleep, your stress management. There are a lot of things that will affect your body weight. So using progress pictures, how you feel in your clothes, looking at yourself in the mirror, and of course the biggest one, guys, when you're at the gym, if you are struggling to beat your numbers and if you're feeling tired during your sessions, that's normally a big sign that you need to bump up your food a little bit in order to keep progressing. One thing that I changed unintentionally in this gaining phase was my meal frequency, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because I actually don't think it played a big role in my progress at all. Some people do get really caught up on this, on like having 3 meals a day or 6 meals a day, and like panicking about how many meals they should have. It doesn't matter how many meals you have per day. What matters is your overall calorie intake at the end of each day. My meal frequency was reduced a lot during this building phase simply because I was living in the sun for the majority of it, and I was quite busy as well, to be honest. So I found myself eating way less frequently and just larger meals. Like most days it was probably just 3 large meals, sometimes 3 meals and a snack. Whereas back in Ireland, I tend to eat a lot more meals. I could have like 6 meals a day over here. But the main thing when it comes to your meal frequency, guys, is to make sure it suits your routine. If you are a student that is rushing from class to class, working at the weekends and studying in the evening, 6 meals a day probably won't suit you. If you're someone that works from home with a less busy schedule and you have access to the kitchen, then 5 or 6 meals might suit you. You need to suit it to your schedule and make sure it fits into your routine nicely so that you're not putting yourself under pressure. For me, 3 meals was working. I'll probably go back to 5 or 6 meals now that I'm home, but just thought I'd mention as well that was something that was different for me over the last few weeks. Staying patient and prioritizing your recovery, and of course progressively overloading in your workouts, are my main priorities always when I'm going into a building phase. And that's honestly all I did over the last few weeks. I think I saw more of a significant difference over this 10-week period because, as I mentioned, I wasn't training progressively for a few months before this, so I felt like I was starting in the gym all over again, and it was really exciting to actually see changes on almost like a weekly basis over the last 10 weeks. I think I've come to a point now where it's obviously going to slow down again. I'm back in my groove. My body isn't as shocked as what it was when I started weightlifting properly again, but that is what I did over the last few weeks, guys. And I got some questions on Instagram when I posted this on my story, so I thought I'd bring it up in today's video, and I'm just hoping some of these tips might help you when you start your own growing phase. So if you have any questions, guys, about training, nutrition, life in general, just let me know in the comment section and I'll be active there later. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.